At Rogers Arena in Vancouver tonight on Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, the Canucks roll 5-1 over the Calgary Flames, and we're delighted to have with us on After Hours the backup, the number one, the 1A goaltender, or perhaps a future former Canuck. Take your pick. Here's Roberto Luongo, although I'm guessing with how well you've handled the situation, you don't care what we call you.
Yeah, exactly. We can call it Roberto for now.
Okay. Well, listen, let's start with this tweet, just to lighten the mood. This is from AJ. Does he do impressions? Because as you know, the other guy's pretty good at them.
Well, I've been doing a pretty good impression of being a backup goalie for the last few weeks, so I think I got that one down pat.
Another tweet here from Garrett Ralston. Let me find it here. Please, no stupid questions about trades with Lou. Had enough of it. Happens when it happens. So we'll take Garrett's advice and say thanks for joining us After Hours. I really appreciate it. Of course, we have to ask you about the current situation. You were on the record as saying that you never expected to be here to start this season when Corey Schneider was designated number one in the playoffs last season. Now you're here, and you're a major part of the Canucks' success this season. What are your expectations?
I don't really have one. I mean, I'm here. I'm enjoying my time with the guys. I'm enjoying playing games, in front of the fans. Like you said, maybe earlier on in the summer, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back or not. But the closer we got to the lockout, the more I realized it was a possibility. And I just embraced it, went with it, and I'm trying to make the most out of it, having fun, and just playing the game, really.
Yeah, you said being with the guys, and that is something that I'm sure everybody missed when the lockout was going on. But was there any anxious moments or weird times when you did get back and realized you are here, or is it something that the players really handled well along with you?
No, everybody handled it great. I think it was a smooth transition for me to come back. I was able to come back in September right before the lockout. We had a charity golf tournament, and even then it was it was really comfortable for me to be here, and that's what's made it so easy. This whole process so far.
Well, with apologies to Garrett Rolston, I hope this isn't a stupid question. Here's a scenario suggested by Jim and Craig during the game. I'll quote it for you. The season rolls on. In a month or so, the Canucks are the class of the NHL. You have Ryan Kessler back. It's all entirely possible. Mike Gillis comes to you and says, okay, I've got a trade. And you say, no, wait a minute. I got a chance here to win the Stanley Cup. Yeah. I'm staying. What do you say?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I mean, it's it's cliche to say this, but right now for me, it is really one day at a time. I'm trying to make the most of each and every day that I'm here. I don't know what the future holds, but whatever it is, I mean, I'll be fine with it, whether that's being here for the rest of the year or not. I mean, at this point, really, it's a little bit out of my control and more in Mike's hands, and, we'll see where it goes.
Is your attitude, you have taken the right attitude, obviously, because there's nothing you can do immediately, but has it helped your game at all, or do you think that you've come into this season, I know it was a strange one because the shortened training camp anyways, but have you come into the season with a very different attitude, or?
It's more, I think, in regards to the lockout, being away from the game for so long and missing the competition. When you're away from competition for that many months, you're just so excited to be back playing the game. And, like I said earlier, I mean, being around the guys, these are the guys that I played with for 6 years, and a lot of them are my really good friends. So right now, I mean, that's just fun for me, being here, playing the game that I've missed, and, playing Vancouver. I mean, this is a place that I had many great years, and I love being in this city. So there's nothing wrong with that at all.
In your 6 appearances, Roberto, 5 starts, you have been outstanding, and no one should be surprised at that given your body of work here in Vancouver. But there is the suggestion that you're playing more relaxed this year than you have at any point in your 6+ seasons here. Is that fair?
I'm not sure. I mean, I like to think, that the older I get, the more I handle situations better, and if I've matured even over the last year or two, I mean, maybe. I mean, but I put a lot of work in during the lockout with Francois Allaire on my game, and I feel really comfortable where that is at right now. And when you're confident in the way you're playing, I mean, maybe it does make you more relaxed in the end.
You talk about being prepared. I'd like to know, you come one game away from winning the Stanley Cup. You played so exceptionally well that whole year, all the way through the playoffs. How was coming back last year mentally tough for you? I mean, not just you, but obviously your teammates coming off the loss like that.
Yeah, that was tough. when you're so close to it, you can almost taste it, and then to have it ripped away from you like that, it was a tough summer. And coming back, to start the year, it was a bit hard to garner that energy and that fire that you had that you need to play for 2 months straight in the playoffs. So it took us a while to get going, but I think once we got into November, December, we were the team that we always were, and we won some big games. And unfortunately, once we got into the playoffs, we ran into probably the hottest team in the league, and then they just took it all the way.
Did you have to do something in the summer, though, to get yourself back on track, absorbing that loss? Was there anything specifically that you did to help yourself get over it?
Sometimes just to get away. You don't want to think about hockey for a while, and once you do that, you come back and you're more refreshed, and then you're mentally clear just to approach it as a new season. And really, you kind of got to forget about the tough loss, and you learn from it, but you move on.
Does playing with the knowledge that the worst that could happen is you could be traded make it easier to play goal?
I just love to play, man. That's the bottom line. So, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. So I've thrown this quote out many times so far. I mean, I tried for 7 months to figure out what was going to happen with me, and couldn't do it, and I'm still here. So I just stopped trying to do that. I'm just playing.
How about your relationship with the fans? I mean, there's been so many highs. There's been some lows as well. But have you found that's been changing at all in the last couple of months?
I think so. Obviously, this is a great hockey town, and everybody wants to win, and that's what every city should be like. And obviously, like you just said, there were some highs and some lows, but at the end of the day, we're all competitors. We all want to win, and even though there were some tough times, I'd like to consider that I've learned from those moments and gone to be a stronger and better person out of it, and just take it for what it is.
Well, let's be a little bit more direct about that. This is a hard town for goaltenders. Vancouver is hard on netminders, and that's not even up for debate. Alain Vigneault said on this program last year that at times you were blamed for the teacher strike and everything up to global warming, and now the fans love you again. Yeah. What do you make of it?
Well, they love their backups in Vancouver, so that's why that's why I'm a fan favorite right now.
Listen, two highly paid goaltenders in a two-goaltender system, that would be untenable for a lot of netminders in the NHL, but it's working very well here between you and Corey Schneider. What's making it work?
Well, I think our friendship, we have a solid relationship, me and Corey, and I think we push each other to be better. I mean, I've watched this guy practice the last 2.5 years, and if anything, I've learned from him the way he's so, strong in there, and he makes it look easy. So it pushes me really hard to improve my game and to try to, take that extra step to have that extra level of play when I'm in there.
Well, Guts McTavish, who has sent us tweets in the past, and they're pretty creative, sends one, and he says he knows why this is working. The real reason Roberto Luongo and Corey Schneider coexist so well, we have the picture, I think.
Notice how much taller than
Would it be fair to say, Roberto, that given the intense spotlight that you were under here for your 6 seasons, that Canuck fans never really got to know the real Roberto Luongo?
I don't know. I mean, yes and no, I guess. I just try to be myself most of the time. Obviously when you're conducting interviews, sometimes you try to be politically correct, and you don't want to try to ruffle any feathers, because I've had obviously some incidences in the first few years that I was here, and you don't want to be the guy to create a stir or a buzz. So kind of learn from that a little bit and try to always stay politically correct.
Well, I bring this up because there's a Twitter account out there.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, here we go. called Strombo1. Your position is that this may or may not be your account. In fact, you're not prepared to admit that it's yours, and we respect that. But let's just say there is some evidence that reveals a great sense of humor. Yeah. October 20th, when the Yankees were supposedly trying to trade A-Rod. I hope the A-Rod trade doesn't drag out. That would really be so annoying. Now, whoever sent that tweet out, Roberto, was poking fun at your situation.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I always try to keep it light, and sometimes I see certain things in the news, in the media, and I try to relate to maybe something that's involved in my situation or anything like that, and I just try to make a little joke out of it and make fun of it, and like you mentioned before, I mean, that's the type of guy that I am. I like to joke around, and maybe that's my way of expressing myself.
All right, December 3rd, this one. Wow, they could barely fit JVR, that's James Van Riemsdyk's name, on the back of that jersey, and then the picture revealing a much shorter name on the back of a Leaf sweater. What would the person who sent that tweet out have been thinking?
Well, it was kind of funny when I saw that, so I just try to, obviously again make a little joke, but not directly, focus the attention on the number 1 jersey on the right-hand side there.
January 4th, someone tweeted a picture of a tattoo on your right arm, mimicking New York Jets coach Rex Ryan's tattoo of his wife wearing the Jets quarterback's Mark Sanchez's jersey. Very, very creative on the part of whoever sent this one out, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Photoshop is from my buddy, the stanchion. And notice how my forearm's covered here, so you guys can't see the tattoo. But yeah, I mean, it was a funny story when I saw that in the media, and I couldn't believe that that was true. I don't even know if it's true or not, but I thought I'd get a little creative there.
Was that picture from your passion poker playing too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Is that what you looked intense there.
Exactly.
Were
that
you
was
staring
actually an
down
old
a bluff?
picture from many years ago that I found, and it's really the most amount of skin that you can see on me. So for me to fit a tattoo on there.
Last month, you were in Anaheim. A very funny reference to 07 when you were indisposed and couldn't start the overtime period against the Ducks. It was initially believed to be an equipment malfunction, later revealed to be, shall we say, intestinal disobedience. Yeah. And so you sent out a very, very clever tweet. This is where the magic happened, and then the picture. And the hashtag here was squirts.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's the thing of beauty right there.
Is that one of the most bizarre moments, though? And you think of what's at stake there?
You know what's funny? I mean, I'm gonna tell the whole story.
Yeah. Okay.
I started having stomach problems in the 3rd period, and usually, sometimes it happens during the game, but they just go away, And once I got back to the locker room, I sat down and I was fine, and I was just gonna let it pass. But once I stood up to get ready to get on the ice, which was like 3 minutes before the intermission started, I went to the trainer. I was like, I can't, I gotta go. And he's like, well, Bill McCrary was the ref, and he's like, yeah, just go, we'll wait for you. So, I'm doing my business, and all of a sudden I hear the play starting, and I'm in the bathroom. So, needless to say, I hurried up to get up there. And
You hurried as best you could.
Exactly.
How did Danny feel about it? So he's sitting here in the middle of the game going, what just happened
I know.
to me?
I must have apologized at least 100 times to him. I felt so bad to put him in a situation like that. But
Oh, he got buzzed for the first
oh,
time.
no,
That's a
I
great
was
save.
on the bench for at least 4 minutes there waiting to get back in the play, and he made some big saves. So I was really happy that they didn't score, because that would have been the worst, for me to be part of something like that.
That's a goaltender's worst nightmare, though.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be thrown in like that in a situation is
No, yours to be standing on the bench.
well, that too. But I felt more, worse for Danny there to put him in that kind of situation.
Last tweet we're going to show from Strombone 1, whoever that is, from the shootout in Los Angeles last week. Alexander Burrows with a bizarre 360 spinorama on Jonathan Quick. And it produced this tweet from Strombone. Almost had him. And what a great screen capture. Look at that.
Well, the thing that makes me laugh is like he's trying to do such a fancy move, and Jonathan is just waiting for him there. Didn't bite at all. So it was better to tweet that than what I actually yelled out from the other end of the ice when I saw that happen.
Okay, in your opinion, is that a legal move or illegal move?
I thought it was honestly illegal at the time, but then apparently with the rule book, as long as the puck is moving, I guess it's legal. So, so in retrospect, he hit the post, which is pretty close to scoring, if you ask me.
Not to beat this Twitter stuff to death, which we probably already have done, but I just want to say again that this really reveals Strombone 1, whoever that is, to have a wry sense of humor, to be a person who doesn't take himself too seriously, which is a side of Roberto Luongo, and I mentioned this a moment ago, Canuck fans probably haven't until now seen. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to make fun of yourself in life. I don't want to take things too seriously. I want to keep them lighthearted. Life is very valuable and important, and there's things that are more important in life than hockey, and sometimes we get caught up in that whole thing, and we take it too seriously, and we don't look at the bigger picture. So that's really the main thing about it. I just want to keep it light and show people that you know what type of person I am, and that's the perfect way for me to do it.
Have you ever seen Alain Vigneault's magic coin?
No, I've never seen it, but I've heard there's a Twitter account out about it.
There is, yeah. AV's coin, I think.
Which I'm probably going to have some words for tonight after we get done here.
Well, did you not already send out a tweet? We haven't got that one, but I think I saw it the other day.
Yeah, yesterday.
To AV's coin,
Yeah.
do you take bribes?
Well, I mean, I was just asking a question. I mean,
All right. Roberto Luongo is our guest on After Hours. We'll continue from Rogers Arena on Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada in a moment. Back with you live at Rogers Arena in Vancouver as we continue with After Hours and our guest Roberto Luongo. And you surely are not sitting on the bench sulking or being morose. Clearly, as we can see from conversations you had tonight. What were some of these about?
well, Mace was talking about his cut on his face there, so.
And you're saying it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I told him he was a warrior, so I think he felt better once I told him that.
Is it something though that you do find that you know, sitting on the bench, obviously a very different day.
Yeah.
Do you prepare differently, or do you still prepare that you might be going into a game?
Well, I try to prepare as
Yeah.
if it's a game day. You know, obviously the routine is a little bit different, but you know, I try to keep it as similar as to a you know, regular game day as if I was playing, because you never know what could happen. You know.
You know, Roberto, there's a lot at stake in this game, but you don't have to go too far to be reminded it is just a game. And you got a rather emotional reminder from Victoria nurse, 38-year-old Lee Thornton, not long ago.
Dear Roberto, you, and this is where I get choked up, are the embodiment of determination. You were poised when things were tough. You made me see I could keep it together too.
Wow. Well, you don't have to, as I say, go too far to be reminded there is real life out there. And by the way, thanks to our colleagues at CTV for providing the clip. She says that she fed off your mental toughness in the year after you lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, and it helped her in her recovery. How's that make you feel?
Yeah, that's very touching. You know, I heard about it last week, and it really touched me. And after reading the letter and the story, you know, I found that she was more of an inspiration to me than I was to her. So, you know, I definitely like to meet her. I invite her to come down to a game whenever she wants, and give her 2 tickets and everything, and then. You know, get to meet her after the game and thank her for, you know, for that really touching letter.
That'd be great. You
Yeah.
will meet her then.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you find that, the balance for, I know the organization does a lot within the community, but do you draw a lot of, you know, emotion and energy out of some of the people you've met along the way, whether it's being a sick kid at a hospital
course.
visit?
Yeah, I mean, that's important stuff. You know, we're so privileged, you know, to be playing in the NHL. We're living a dream, and you know, the least we can do is you know, little gestures, and you know, I'm really close to Canuck Place, which is a children's hospice. I go there every year and shoot commercials and see the kids, and I bring my own kids there. You know, it's just the little things that you can do, and I think it's important, because for you it might be just, you know, 5 minutes out of your day, but to the kids it's the world, and it's something that they'll remember forever. So.
Well, you play the game because you love it, but it's even better when you realize that you can have a profound effect on somebody's life. Among your accomplishments is that you are an Olympic gold medalist. You won it in this building 3 years ago, and we're almost exactly 1 year out from Sochi, Russia. How much do you think about defending that gold medal, being on the team? This is, of course, presuming that that the NHL goes to Sochi.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think it's already a year away, but you know, apparently I'm going to have a lot of work to do, because I'm not in any of the experts lists so far to make the team.
I saw you in a couple.
I don't know.
I saw your name.
So anyways, but you know, that being said, it was a great experience, and you know, I'd love to be part of the team again. I think you know, it's something that you don't have a chance to do many times in your lifetimes, if at all. So yeah, I'm going to be working hard, and obviously I'd love to be part of that team.
And you get in those situations, did you draw any of those emotions and feelings in your Stanley Cup run, going through the Olympic run? I mean, did that really help you prepare for that as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a bit of a different situation, because the Olympics are such a short tournament, and the Stanley Cup playoffs is more of a grind. But you know, I also said at the beginning of training camp, I kind of approached this season as a bit as the Olympics. You know, coming in and being a backup and just saying to myself, I'm just going to go in there, have fun, and you know, let the chips fall where they may. And that's the way I'm approaching this year. And I think so far it's worked out really well for me. And I just plan on doing that for the rest of the time.
For the Sochi Games, you'd be 34, which is, I guess, considered old for some players, but not necessarily for a goaltender.
I still have 8 years left on my contract after that.
That's right. Oh, well, maybe. Okay, where are the Winter Olympics after Sochi?
Korea. I think it's Korea.
Korea, I think. Yeah, and then after that, you could still play. But do
If
you
Marty
think?
can do it, right? Maybe.
Well, yeah. Well, there's a good. That's not an unfair comparison. But do you think at the age of 34, Sochi, you'd be in your prime?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel great right now, and that's only a year away. I know I take a lot of pride in my off-season workouts, whether it's at the gym or on the ice. And you know, the training I've done during the lockout is something that I'm going to really utilize for myself in the summer. I try to do the same type of thing because coming into training camp this year, you know, we had a 5-day camp with no exhibition games, and I felt really good right off the hop. So you know, we're known for my slow starts and all that kind of stuff. So you know, I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to go in the summertime coming in for training camp next year.
I find it interesting. You said you did work on your game down there with your coach, and do you find that your game has really changed, or do you think it will continue to change? Not just by the age, but by the way the game is in front of you.
Well, you know, you always try to you know, put little things in your game to improve it. I wouldn't say my game has changed, but I did. There's some aspects of it where I thought you know, I was a little bit weaker and needed to improve on, and I was hammering it at it every day, 4 days a week, you know, with Francois in Florida, and I'm really pleasantly surprised with the results it gave me immediately, and it's something that I needed. And you know, what better opportunity in a lockout to work on your game every day, you know, for you know, 3, 4, 5 months. That's great.
Poker is one of your passions, and you want to.
No,
That's a lame. You know, what do you say?
He said, say something good about me if I want to play. But,
Show him your tattoo again.
I did. I don't know if he liked it or not.
Okay, back to poker. It's one of your passions. You've won a fair amount of money playing it.
Yeah.
You're clearly the best player in that room. But let's assume everybody on the Canucks could play. Who's the player that you'd fear the most with respect to bluffing you out of a pot? In other words, who's got the most bull?
I think probably Kevin Bieksa. I mean, he's the craziest player out there. But you know, I'm so good at reading the guys on our team. Like, they can't bluff me out. I know when they're bluffing and I know when they're strong. So that's part of poker, is being able to read the other player and see if they're strong or if they're weak.
So how much do you work on that game then? If you got to improve your mind and improve your reads, is that?
It kind of goes hand in hand. You know, also in poker you got to be patient and you got to
don't chase it,
exactly, and don't force it and all that kind of stuff. And it is very similar in a lot of situations, and that's why I'm so good at reading the guys on the team.
I got a ton of tweets. Well, I won't say a ton, but at least a dozen about this. And this is from Mike Versace. Make sure you ask Luongo about his Shappy Award. What is a Shappy?
Well, it's Shap. It's a term that related to Canucks. It's kind of a lingo that they have. They make up their own words. But you
is
know,
that like Klingon or something?
No, I don't know what that means. But you know, there's a lot of terms that I don't even get myself. Like, for instance, the term milt. You know, a few times I've heard people refer to you as a milt, but I'll let you figure that one out on your own.
A milt, okay. Somebody help me. I'm going to get a tweet about it, I'm sure, in a minute. You keep talking and I'll check it.
Off there before you read
Keep
it. though.
talking, I'm going to check it. Okay, back to the Shappy.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I guess at the end of every year they do award shows, and you know, it's just all in good fun. And was awarded, I think it was Sports Shapper of the Year or something. So I did a little video for them, and it was all in good fun. You know, I just like to have fun with that stuff.
I haven't got an answer yet
Okay,
about
well,
what
you
a milt
will,
is.
trust me.
All right. Was there a secret ceremony to get the award?
No, that was all made up. I did it live via satellite from my home in Florida.
Roberto, thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Really
man.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
Roberto
it.
Luongo,
Thanks.
other goaltenders in this situation might have taken a vow of silence, but not you. We appreciate you joining us tonight. When we come back, Kevin Bieksa will sit in with us on After Hours.